Canada. My name is Kathleen Davis. I'm a 21-year-old from Brampton, Ontario, and my big idea to help change Canada for the better is to restore interest and faith back into our political system. As a university student, I am a proud Canadian who believes not only in what Canada is, but also in what it could be. Canada is a strong and progressive nation with a population as rich in ingenuity as it is in diversity. Canadians are among the most educated and inventive individuals in the world, and we have the capacity to become global leaders in terms of social and economic innovation. As well, we have the potential to solve many of the issues that currently trouble our citizens, including environmental degradation, poverty, youth violence, childhood obesity, and discrimination. However, we are currently falling short of this potential. Why is this? It is because Canada currently faces what I like to call the triple threat: democratic deficit, factionalism, and voter disengagement. These three factors are currently creating cynicism amongst our citizens and are diminishing the effectiveness of our political system. However, there are ways in which we can address these threats, and if I were Prime Minister, these are some things that I would implement in order to restore faith and interest back into the political process. To begin, we must first address the democratic deficit that exists within Canadian society. Currently, our electoral system is unrepresentative of voters' desires, and our elected officials cannot fully represent our views due to a high prevalence of party discipline within the legislature. These democratic deficits must be addressed, and the government must do three things. First of all, they must institute some form of proportional representation to ensure that all voters feel that their vote counts, and to create a renewed sense of empowerment when going to the polls. Secondly, all votes must be free votes, except for those that are matters of confidence. A party must not feel it has to whip all votes because its policies should be good enough for a majority of members to want to pass them. Finally, to ensure that meaningful discussion takes place on all policy matters, party discipline must be removed from the committee room. The second factor that currently threatens Canadians' faith and interest in our political system is factionalism. This factionalism manifests between many different groups in Canadian society along ethnic, regional, and party lines. The division and infighting that results cuts Canada's potential at the knees and prevents a national political agenda from forming or being achieved. To reduce intergovernmental infighting, municipal, provincial, and federal officials from each riding should continually get together to create common goals and work towards the achievement of them. Also, First Ministers' conferences, as well as meetings between similar ministers from different jurisdictions, should be held regularly in order to share ideas and compare best practices. In addition, pan-Canadian political history should be taught in all schools, and interprovincial exchanges should be created to foster companionship and understanding amongst Canadian youth from coast to coast to decrease factionalism. The final threat that Canada currently faces is a lack of political engagement. This is not a result of voter apathy, as some might believe, but rather a result of voter frustration and a lack of opportunities to engage in the political process. To rectify this, voting must be available online. Not only would this save a vast amount of money and paper waste, but it would drastically increase voter turnout. Finally, we must implement new ways in which Canadians can engage in the political process and provide input and feedback to their politicians, such as citizens' assemblies, online plebiscites and opinion polls, and non-partisan pan-Canadian conferences on political issues. In Canada, we have the ingenuity, the resources, and the societal will to address the inequalities and the deficiencies within our society. However, the only way we can translate this potential into meaningful political change is to restore faith and interest back into our political system. Once again, my name is Kathleen Davis, and thank you for listening.